Hello. So, you're already done, lot of vocabulary, lot many things. See what is vocabulary and what many things you are learning with new words, comprehending, understanding passages, more and more things that you've learned. As soon as you see the word, the mind crops up this word. Yes, this means agog is leader, dem is people, and dime is faulty, or dipso is alcohol, Anglo is foreign, and Greg is group. Yes, this is what we are looking forward to. The mind answers so quickly in a churning of manner, churning of things so quickly that we are ourselves able to understand that what is the things that we have to focus on. Let's begin with our session and directly with the root. Students have asked me and told me that ma'am, you have given a lost list of reading, let us complete that. In the next class give us a new list of reading. So in the next class I will be focusing on reading, and the whole whole week I didn't tell you about anything about reading. I did not focus and did not give you any list of reading because I wanted you to enhance on vocabulary and the things. So the next video I am going to surely give you a long list of the words, vocabulary words, things that you have to understand, comprehend, grasp them. This is actually utmost, it's really utmost for us to comprehend the passage, and for comprehending the passage the only aid we have is vocabulary, the building blocks of a language. Right. When we turn to the building blocks of a language and the importance of vocabulary, when we are talking of that grammar and vocabulary makes English, let's begin with a wonderful root that you would really enjoy doing the root. The root is, yes, this is ambi. Now, what is to be discussed about the root ambi? The root ambi means two. Before I start with the root ambi, I take the subsidiary roots. I have started doing this in the side. Reason, every time I get the feedback, one root was done, two roots were done. No, there is 10 roots were done. So, first one, the root that you have to keep in mind is the root di, which also means two, and bi, which also means 2, right. So, bi, di and ambi, all three roots meaning in the sense of 2. The third word that you get hold of it is dexter, that is skill, right. Valiant is a kind of a balance between two things, right. Or we could add on to this is again the same root, that is gen or is class or race, right. With this we begin with our word, right. You have seen the word ambidextrous. Now we all are lefties or righties. I will write with the right hand since I am a righty. Some people write with the left hand. If I want to write with my left hand, I will be able to write, but not in a perfect systematic manner. Why will it happen so? What is the reason? The reason is that I am not ambidextrous. There was a film, you must have all watched that film. Yeah, as soon as I say the word film, the sparkle and the shine in your eyes. Yes. The word ambidextrous is used with Three Idiots, the professor, right. The professor used to write, he used to write with both hands in a very skillful manner. This is the manner he used to write, and the flow in the running, whatever was the problem with virus and the teacher and things, keep aside that hilarious part, the words, the perfection, see the way he used to write, that is ambidextrous. Able to use both hands skillfully, the right hand as well as the left hand. So, you can write with both hands, and that also in a very skillful manner, skillfully. That is important. I can also write with, as I said, with the left hand, but it is very important that I can write with both hands, and that also in a very skillful manner. Now, when I have ambidextrous, this is you are able to use both the hands in a very skillful manner. Now, when we if I say very few people on this earth are ambidextrous, that means they are able to write in a skillful manner. Ambiguity, it is a kind of a dilemma, it is a kind of a situation in which you are stuck between two poles, two ends. You are in an ambiguity, a kind of a state in which you do not know what to do and what not to do. The famous lines of Shakespeare, of Hamlet, the famous tragedy, to be or not to be or not to be, that is the question. The ambiguity, the perplexity, the confusion, the dilemma, which surrounds the mind is to do that or not to do that, that is ambiguity. So, this is perplexity, the quality of uncertainty, multiple meanings, various meaning. He was stuck in an ambiguity. There is a lot of ambiguity when you are choosing the MCQs, the multiple choice questions. In exam, you have to choose a meaning of a particular word and you are stuck, like A or B is not the meaning, or C or D is eliminated, and you have to focus on A and B and you choose the answer. So, that would be ambiguity. So, it is uncertainty or multiple meanings to that word, and that is ambiguity. Ambivalent. We have to face various ambiguities in life. He was in an ambiguity or an ambiguous situation when he had to choose the right answer. We all are stuck sometimes in an ambiguity. Ambivalent is repelled and attracted at the same time, means repelled is not attracted and attracted, both means you are two opposites. You are attracted towards something, you like that thing, and you loathe that thing. You like something and you dislike too. It's a kind of such kind of a feeling, and that is called ambivalent. Two opposite feelings, two opposite feelings. Now, I give an example. The bride who was leaving her parents' house was ambivalent. Why she was happy? Why she was attracted? Because it's a new beginning, a new joyous life. She was very sad because she is leaving her parents. So, it's an oxymoronic feeling. It's a feeling where you have two kinds of feelings merged together like a troubled sorrow. It's a troubled, joyous sorrow. So, joyous sorrow, I just take up two words. This is the attraction and the repulsion, right. Moving on to ambience. Now, the root ambi, that is surroundings on both the sides. I have to link up the ambience of this place is very good, right. We all like the ambience here, that is the surrounding atmosphere, the surrounding things all around here. So, making up the sentence I have made for ambidextrous, your sentence, I am not ambidextrous, very few people on this earth are ambidextrous. He was stuck in an ambiguity and he was like in a labyrinth. Ambivalent feelings are, nobody could judge from the ambivalent feelings of the bride what she was passing through. Ambience of this place is wonderful and awesome. I really like the ambience. It's so green and beautiful everywhere around. Now, turning to the word ambiparous. Ambiparous is both leaves and flowers. So, you can again have the word ambi and parous. So, it includes leaves plus flowers. So, that is making in the sense of two, that is ambiparous, right. Ambivert. You have heard introvert, or you have word extrovert, is equal to ambivert. Now, what is introvert and extrovert? Introvert is a person who does not mix, is a shy and a coy person, unmixing person. An extrovert person is very social and a very friendly person. A long list of synonyms start with the word friendly, amiable, amicable, genial, convivial, mixing, social, extrovert, right. It's not Google search, I never force on it. I always ask you to remember the words with a link, and that's what we are doing now. A person who is having characteristics of both extrovert and introvert, that is ambivert. This Carl Jung, who gave this personality traits introvert, extrovert, also included ambivert personalities. Most of the people on this earth are ambivert. At home we are extrovert, and in the other places outside we are ambivert. You have heard various places people say that this child does not speak at all, he is very stuck, he does not speak, he is very quiet, and the mother says the child is very extrovert, he speaks, he eats my head. So, this is an ambivert kind of a personality. I hope it is clear. You have noted down the sub 3 roots, the things. It should be the screen of your mind, not my screen only, your screen too, so that you add new words to your knowledge. Turning to next word, ambifix. It is a string of characters used for both prefix and suffix. So, that means you have prefix and you have suffix. Prefix is before, pre-root, before, right? X root out, intro or intra is internal, right? Trans root means change, okay? And the 10th root that you could take is coming up here, fill love. With the 14th word we would have this, right? So, we will be linking up with this. Now, coming back, the 10 substitute roots, I hope you have noted down. So, at least I am taking up a target of 10 to 11 roots per class, you are able to understand. So, ambifix is something in which a string of characters use both prefix and suffix. जैसे आप for example influenza word लेते हैं, तो influenza में flu word is the basic word, there is a prefix and there is a suffix, and so the new word comes up is, new words come up with ambifix, right, fixing on both the sides. Ambigender is both male and female gender. It is called in English eunuch. There is a famous poem of Kamla Das, Dance of the Eunuchs. Eunuchs are the people who, mentally bleed. They are suffering a lot, and that physical suffering plus mental suffering makes them ambigender, and eunuchs, the society whom doesn't expect. It is not their fault. Society doesn't accept them, but it's not their fault. The mental turmoil they have to go through every day, the anguish and the pain they have to go through has been wonderfully explained by the word eunuchs. Ambilateral is both sided, lateral is side. So, ambilateral is on both sides, that is maybe this side or the other side, left side or the right side, that would be ambilateral. It affects both the sides of the body or the organ. So, that is why it is called ambilateral. Ambitransitive. So, trans means one to the other. You have heard of transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. The transitive verbs are those verbs which have an object. Like for example, she reads English novels every day. What does she read? English novels. This is a transitive verb. She reads in the library. What does she read? Whom does she read? We have no idea. So, this is an intransitive verb. It tells you about the place, but not what the object isn't answered. So, this is transitive and intransitive. Transitive has an object. Intransitive, no object. So, when you are able to use both transitively and intransitively, and you do not require any morphological change, morph is the shape and the root. Every time you come across a word, give food to thought, food of thought, focus on the mind, this, yes, this is the word. So, it requires any morphological change, means no shape is required to be changed, that is ambitransitive. You are able to use it in an transitive manner and an intransitive manner. There are very few words or very few sentences which could be ambitransitive, that is transitively used or intransitively used. Ambisinister. When we talk of ambisinister, it is an awkward or clumsy with both hands. You are not doing things in the right perspective, you are not doing things in the more perfect manner, that is ambi. See, sinister is evil, something which is wrong, or evil is ambisinister. So, when we say doing in an awkward or clumsy manner with both hands, you are doing some work which is evil, wrong, that is ambisinister. I hope you have added up with ambifix, ambigender, ambilateral, ambitransitive and ambisinister. Clumsy and awkward is something wrong, of course, that can be kept in mind easily, right. And to add on where we are doing the 14th word, I will write down the word, but I want you, each and every word and prefix should be added, and as soon as you see the word ambi, it should give a kind of a response, it should ring a bell in your mind. Yes, so it will do so. The last word for today, that is ambiphilic, is both you are electrophilic and you are somebody who is nucleophilic. That means you are electrophilic and nucleophilic, and both of them would make it ambiphilic, right. So, it is not important that you are just mugging up the words, it is very important that the screenshot, the mind works. And as soon as you see the word, yes, it rings a bell. It tells me, yes, this is the meaning. And this is what the work of vocabulary is. The work is done, the job is done, and things are in the right scale, right? Thank you for today. Do like and subscribe our channel, and do keep adding to your vocabulary. Thank you.